Hello and welcome. Incredible hitting in Zimbabwe. That innings of 175, I tweeted as well that Kapil Dev scored 175 against Zimbabwe. As long as cricket lives, Kapil Dev's innings of 175 in the 1983 World Cup will be talked about. That defined Indian cricket for the longest time and brought about a transformation. Vaibhav Suryavanshi did not score it against Zimbabwe, scored against a better team, England, perhaps the best team of the World Cup. And this innings will be remembered for all times to come in the annals of the Under 19 World Cup because it was unbelievable batting, absolutely unbelievable batting by the young man. 14, 15-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi, 175, and India gets to 400. That psychological score that we were talking about, India, does get to 400 in the last over of the innings. And Kanish Chauhan, multiple times we have seen him doing the job in this World Cup. He has been able to use the long handle. He has done that again. 17 balls, 29 runs from Kanishk, and he keeps going. He keeps going. 404. So England's chase will be a very, very steep one. But first, to Vaibhav Suryavanshi. In a final, in a pressure final, to be able to play that knock was quite incredible. What should also be mentioned here, and before I kind of try and analyze Vaibhav's innings a little bit more, is the innings of Ayush Matre. Ayush Matre, to his credit, actually played the best bowler of the World Cup. He took the best bowler of the World Cup on. He played maximum number of balls. He was able to kind of let Vaibhav take his time against the other bowlers and nail them. So Ayush Matre's 50 also has to be talked about. Ayush Matre's 50 also has to be talked about as a very, very important innings. And India keeps going. India keeps going, and Kanish Chauhan nailing it towards the very end. And good call that not to take that single two balls back so that he could get that big six in. 410 up. Kanish Chauhan and Dipesh Devendran out there in the middle. And as I speak, it's the last ball of the innings. India will finish with 410. England will need, is that a run or no? It's 411. So England will need 412 runs to win the Under 19 World Cup. Let's first say this is a real motorway. This is a brilliant wicket to bat on. Brilliant wicket to bat on. Having said that, you are talking about a World Cup final. You are talking about a really high pressure game for these young, teens. This is perhaps the match of their lifetime. 412 in a final, 99 times out of 100, you will have to say the deal is done. Vaibhav Suryavanshi has led his team to a possible World Cup triumph, could easily be said. Incredible batsmanship, and the others also contributed, be it Ayush Matre, be it Kanish Chauhan towards the end, be it Vedant, be it Vihan, each one of them with the little contributions all around Vaibhav Suryavanshi's incredible 175. And no words can be enough for that Vaibhav Suryavanshi knock. Absolutely stellar, absolutely outstanding. In the past, I have asked about questions of his temperament a couple of times. This particular match, in a big pressure final, to be able to keep nerve, to be able to keep hitting the ball like that, shows incredible talent, absolutely incredible talent on the part of Vaibhav Suryavanshi. That was quite something. To see each ball like the way, and imagine Yashasvi Jaiswal, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, this level of talent sitting out for India. This level of talent sitting out for India. Vaibhav kind of made that mistake in the Asia Cup, and again, we said that even in that match against, I think, which match was it? Was it the Pakistan game that he followed? Yeah, the Pakistan game where he kind of, after he tonked the ball up, got a reprieve, and the next ball was a poor shot. All of that came together in the final. Brilliant, absolutely stunning. He has clearly worked on that. The Pakistan game earlier on in the Asia Cup, we have seen him throw it away. We've seen him get starts multiple times. Even in this particular tournament, he got starts. He's given it away in that Pakistan match. When the fielder dropped it, he survived the run out chance. And in the very next ball, he tried to hike it again and got caught. But today, oh wow. And if you've seen, I mean, that left arm spinner had no idea what was happening. He had no idea. He bowled wide, he bowled stumps, he bowled the slower ball, he bowled every possible ball, and this guy was like unbelievable. He tonked him over mid wicket to square leg, straight through covers, through point. I mean, and Vaibhav Suryavanshi mentally had an edge at that point in time over the English. The kind of aura he had exerted, as part of that game. Wow, man. Wow. I mean, this is a match defining innings, a World Cup final defining innings for sure. If India doesn't win from here on, it'll be very very disappointing for Vaibhav Suryavanshi. I mean, they should now just get the job done for this guy, because 412, 99 times out of 100 doesn't happen. Having said that, this England side does have a series of good batters, and this wicket, an absolute peach to bat on. Absolute peach to bat on. So, in that sense, am I ruling England out? I will say India 90-10. I will still say 10% to England, because this is an extraordinarily good wicket. And even if you see the last match the India played, that 310 got chased down with amazing regularity, right? I mean, with about 10, 12 overs to spare. So if England get off to a flyer, if the Indian bowlers are put under early pressure, then there could be a match. On the other hand, if England get off to a pretty poor start and India manages to pick a couple of wickets, then I think it's match done. Because when you get 400 plus, even if you have two partnerships, even if you get off to a 70, 80 run 10 overs, you get off to a solid power play, you get off to a very quick start, the opponents don't have anything to worry, because one good spell or one decent spell from anybody, whether it is Henil, whether it is Deepesh, whether it's Ambrish, whether it's any of our spinners, if Ayush comes and bowls a few overs, if Vihan bowls a few overs of off spin, we have to see what combination Khilan bowls, some level, whoever goes, if some of them, if one rather, is able to bowl a decent spell and pick a couple of wickets or 3 wickets, it's game done. So you have to say at midway, winning a toss in a World Cup final, deciding to bat, 411 on the board, India will say we've got enough. Now, if the bowlers and fielders do the job, and last match, that's one thing I have to say, the fielding was ragged. The fielding was poor. The judgment was poor. The fielders ran into the ball, which I think was not needed. So, some of those things, the basic elementary mistakes need to be avoided. And if they are able to do that, there's no reason why. This is India's 10th record under 19 final. We have seen multiple Indian wins in the under 19 final. Yash Dhul, one remembers the Caribbean. Obviously, before that, some famed wins with Prithvi Shaw and Shubman Gill, and all of that. And of course, the legendary Virat Kohli. Can this team under Ayush Matre and Vaibhav Suryavanshi join them? 90% yes at midway stage with England. England will have to take enormous amount of pressure. Enormous amount of pressure. Uh, you know, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, the way he is going, it will be tempting for the selectors to think, is he ready? There is a major difference between under 19 and international. Make no mistake. And that's why very few are able to do the transition from under 19 to international. But this guy, incredible talent. Nobody can question his talent. He is this level of talent, I don't think we have seen in recent times. Having said that, the question was over his temperament. And I, for example, have questioned his temperament in the past, in the Asia Cup, even against Pakistan. And that's what was good to see for me. I was waiting to see if after the dismissal of Aaron George, the centurion, in the semi-final, if Vaibhav reins himself in, or does he take control? Can he manage? Does he kind of go overboard? He did that to perfection. Some of the shots, oh boy, over cover, breathtaking. The repertoire that he has, the range that he has. If this guy doesn't go on to play for India and makes the most of this talent, it would be unfair. It would be unfair to himself and to Indian cricket. Bundle of talent, real bundle of talent. I mean, as I said, we've questioned temperament before, and rightly. Today in a big final, the way of the composure that he showed, did not give up after the 100, kept going for 150. At no point did he let the run rate drop, pushed England back, had a mental edge over the English. India got 250 in 25 overs at one point in time. So that tells you that, and the next 25 yielded about 160 odd runs. So that's the difference in quality between Vaibhav Suryavanshi and I mean, unbelievable. Every kind of, whoever has watched this innings, I tweeted saying the Kapil Dev 175 will was a defining innings against Zimbabwe. This in Zimbabwe, brilliant. Somebody referred to the Ricky Ponting knock against India in the 2003 World Cup final, very pertinent. Ricky Ponting's knock of 140 demolished India, was a defining innings in a World Cup final. And not, anyone who watched that, I covered that. None of us will ever forget the Ponting knock in that World Cup final. Tremendous. Damian Martin and Ricky Ponting destroyed India, Saurav Ganguly's India, after a really good 8-match winning streak. But this man, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, today, the kind of innings that he played, the shots against the faster bowlers, against the spinners, both sides of the wicket, on side, behind the wicket, on side, on his left, the square leg mid wicket arc. Oh boy, the kind of repertoire this guy has, the power that he has, the skill, even the deft boundaries, the kind of late playing, bisecting the wicketkeeper and third man. Some of those shots were magical. So credit where due, Rohit Juglan. You watched that live, my friend. You should thank me for sending you, because this was one of the greatest under 19 innings that you will ever see, Rohit Juglan. So make the most of this opportunity. I hope you preside over and cover an Indian World Cup win. So I do hope it will be one of the best under 19 games that you cover. And a World Cup win is a World Cup win. The women's team won it under Shafali Verma. The men's team, last time they fell short. This time round, can they close the deal? It will be a World Cup. I keep saying this, boss. A World Cup win is a World Cup. There's no question. I mean, yes, you will say that an under 19 to a senior level, big difference. Where is Yash Dhul? Where is some of these players? What happened to an Unmuk Chand? There were many who have fallen by the wayside. What happened to a Prithvi Shaw? But you've got to also say that some, like a Shubman Gill, like a Virat Kohli, obviously, even Abhishek Sharma from that team has now become one of the best in the world. Vaibhav Suryavanshi has the ability, has the talent to be an absolute X factor player. Imagine what Ishan Kishan's doing. Imagine what Abhishek Sharma is doing. And now you have a Vaibhav Suryavanshi waiting in the wings. You also have a Yashasvi Jaiswal, who we are not talking about, waiting in the wings. I was thinking to myself, one team, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan opening, another team, Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Yashasvi Jaiswal opening. Who do you watch? That's the level of talent that Indian cricket now has. On the one hand, a Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Yashasvi Jaiswal, tremendous. On the other hand, an Abhishek Sharma and an Ishan Kishan. Bloody well. This is something incredible that Indian cricket is blessed with. A lot of people saying India will win hands down. England does have good batting. If you've seen the way they batted against Australia, 280 odd. They have been the best team. They beat India in the warm-up game. There are some good batters in that lineup. The wicket is conducive to batting, is pretty easy to bat on. You could see even the Indian tailenders go through the line and hit the big shot. So, it will depend. It will depend on the scoreboard pressure. It is a big final. So whoever is saying India has won, I agree that India well and truly in front. I agree that India well and truly on course to winning. They are way favorites, but this is a sport where you just don't rule any side out before the fat lady sings. So I would say it's 90-10 in favor of India at halfway stage, with Vaibhav Suryavanshi taking the mantle of perhaps the player of the tournament and the player of the game. He scored 450 plus runs. Unbelievable final, 175, has set the stage. He went with the billing of the star. He was the star. He lived up to the billing of the star in the final, in the real big final, to show this kind of ability. Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Moving focus to the senior tournament and to my other subject, which I started with. Uh, which I started with. The Harshit Rana injury is a bad one. Yesterday, only a day before, in that warm up game, he went straight into the dressing room, did not even wait in the dugout. The ICC technical committee has now approved the replacement for Harshit Rana. Mohammad Siraj makes it to the World Cup squad. Somebody else's agony is somebody else's opportunity. Mohammad Siraj, was part of the 2023. Mohammad Siraj deserves every possible opportunity given who he is. He will put his heart out. He's had a good domestic season. He is in rhythm. He will do his absolute best. We know that. Mohammad Siraj is one of my all-time favorite guys, all-time favorite players, just because of the heart that that man has, the 100% that he will put in there every single time that he goes in for India. Mohammad Siraj is someone I have the greatest admiration for, and I have the greatest love for. Closest to me, one of my favorite players. Very pleased for Mohammad Siraj, but very, very disappointed and unhappy for Harshit Rana. He deserved his opportunity, and one has to say this. One has to say this. Harshit Rana had improved a lot in recent times and had earned his opportunity. If anyone says he was because of Gautam Gambhir, he was a quota player. No, Harshit Rana absolutely deservingly had earned his opportunity to be a part of this team. That's why to have a knee tendon injury and get ruled out of the World Cup just in time when India had the game tomorrow is a very, very unfortunate development for Harshit Rana. Having said that, Mohammad Siraj, a more than able replacement. Mohammad Shami was an option. Prasidh Krishna was an option. These were the two names that were doing the rounds. But I thought the selectors had gone in with a degree of experience. They had gone in with a degree of, how do I put it, T20 XP plus the understanding of the big stage. I think that's where the understanding of the big stage and the experience is where Mohammad Siraj pips Prasidh Krishna. Mohammad Shami, when you have a Mohammad Siraj, and I think the selectors have moved past Mohammad Shami, that's why they did not. But I had mentioned three names in our work group. One was Mohammad Siraj, the second was Mohammad Shami, and the third was Prasidh Krishna. These were the three names that I had mentioned. Mohammad Siraj getting the nod, and I understand why. I'm pretty much happy with the selection, very happy with the selection. Mohammad Shami, you got to feel for, but I think the selectors have kind of made up their minds as far as Mohammad Shami is concerned, whether or not you and I like it. I think the 50 over format in the last series against New Zealand, it was the opportunity of the selection committee to take Mohammad Shami and try him out. They could have given him a go. They could have given him a go in the 50 over contest against New Zealand because it was a relatively unimportant series. It was a series with not much riding on it when Rohit and Virat played. It was a series that you could have experimented. You could have kind of checked on Mohammad Shami and seen if Mohammad Shami still had that kind of cricket left. So that could have been tried on. But I'm pretty decently okay. I mean, very pleased with the Mohammad Siraj selection for the reasons I said. Coming to Australia, no Pat Cummins, no Josh Hazlewood. Josh Hazlewood, too, ruled out of the World Cup, and Mitchell Starc has retired. So, Australia, how big a blow is that? Massive blow. If you see the way Josh Hazlewood has bowled for RCB, if you see the way Josh Hazlewood has bowled for Australia in recent times, even against India in Australia, Abhishek Sharma in this kind of form was finding it difficult to put bat on ball. In Australia against Josh Hazlewood, massive blow, absolutely massive blow. I would say because of this blow, Australia, will not be that level of favorites anymore. The Josh Hazlewood blow is an unbelievably severe blow as far as Australia is concerned. Stark retired, no Cummins and no Hazlewood. So the creme de la creme of the Australian bowling attack taken out. They will have the others to kind of fill in and do the job. Are they as good? Maybe not. Are they as good? Mitchell Marsh will have his task cut out. In the absence of a Hazlewood, in the absence of a Cummins, Mitchell Marsh will definitely have his task cut out. I will take questions, but let me go to my other point that I was making. And I've been studying the finances of world cricket over the last couple of days very, very closely. Let me give you some numbers and then ask the fundamental question: who is Pakistan actually hurting? I've read way many more tweets. I've read many people say this, that, oh, Pakistan, will teach BCCI a lesson. Pakistan will do X, Pakistan will do Y. Pakistan is now showing BCCI its place, etc., etc. I've heard a lot of that stuff being bandied around. You know what? So Who is Pakistan actually hurting in terms of finances? What is the net earning of the Indian Cricket Board? The net earning of the Indian Cricket Board, or the value, the net earning of the Indian Cricket Board is 18,500 crores. And you must get these figures right. You must get these figures right. I will take questions. The Sergio Lovera interview and all of that, I will take. Who's the Shubhrajyoti Mitru? I will answer all of that, Shubhrajyoti, and thank you very much for your kind words. But let's get back to the finances here. The BCCI's net earning is 18,500 crores. What about the other boards? 8 of the other boards combined, Pakistan, South Africa, England, Australia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, West Indies, all of them, the 8 boards combined, have a cumulative income of 3,000 to 300 crores. So 18,500 crores, 3,200 crores all combined. 8 boards combined, 3,200 crores, and 18,500 crores one board, that is the BCCI. That's the kind of financial gap that exists in the cricket world at the moment between India's earning and other boards. Now, when the BCCI has that kind of revenue, 18,500 crores, the money that we are talking about from the ICC, this thing, few hundred crores, will it impact the BCCI? It is a speck in the BCCI's large ocean. That's what it is. When you earn 18,500 crores, please understand, you are talking about 400, 500 crore loss. The total, it is a speck in the ocean for the BCCI. And this is not the BCCI's amount only. The BCCI's portion, 100, 200 crores is nothing whatsoever. Now, Pakistan's total earning, 400 crores. Bangladesh total earning, 400 crores. Sri Lanka's total earning, 400 crores. Here, the $35 million that is paid by ICC to Pakistan, if you take that away, and this 400, so one by one, the 400 crores that Pakistan earns as net earning, if you take that ICC chunk away, which largely owes from the India Pakistan game, you are talking about a sizable chunk of money being taken away from the Pakistan kitty. I understand that it's a government call. I understand that when it's a government call, finances are relatively less important. And Pakistan is a self destructive nation which will go ahead and take its call, irrespective of what the finances are. But the truth is, when it comes to the PCB, the total amount of money that we are talking about, the 400, 500 crores, that's its net earning. And when that is the net earning, India 18,000, you are 400. Imagine the difference. 3, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times more. You are 400, India is 18,000. 50 times more money BCCI's net earnings. So you cannot realistically hurt India. Please understand this. Pakistan cricket will never be able to realistically, financially hurt India, given the BCCI is so far ahead in terms of financial might. It is not possible for Pakistan, or for that matter, any board, to even remotely financially hurt the BCCI. But as far as the PCB is concerned, this money that we are talking about, the net earning of 400, 500 crores, this is the problem for the PCB. If the chunk of this money or the bulk of this money goes away, then the financial well-being of the PCB is big time impacted. Here it's another interesting part. Now, this money, or the sizable part of the ICC's revenue, will come from this India Pak game. And the money that goes to Sri Lanka, 400 crores, the money that goes to Bangladesh, 400 crores, will also get impacted. So Pakistan's newfound love for Bangladesh. First, Bangladesh, by not playing the World Cup, has lost their participation money. They have lost their chunk. Bangladesh could be penalized by the ICC in the next board meeting for not turning up for the World Cup and their spot had to go to Scotland. So, in any case, Bangladesh's portion of $27.5 million stands to get reduced by the ICC. Bangladesh will get impacted as a result. Now, if the ICC's kitty falls down because of Pakistan not playing this match, Bangladesh will be even more adversely impacted. So, Pakistan, by not playing this match, while on the one hand they are talking up their love for Bangladesh, they are talking up their sympathies for Bangladesh and all of that, the truth is Pakistan is actually adversely impacting not just Bangladesh or itself, it is adversely impacting the entire fraternity, which has itself at the core. So it will hurt its newfound brother in Bangladesh and big time. Sri Lanka board has already written a letter to Pakistan. We have already put that out last night. Multiple shows have also been done. And what is Sri Lanka pointing out? Sri Lanka is pointing out a grim reality that when no country toured Pakistan, when nobody was backing Pakistan, it was Sri Lanka which backed Pakistan to the hilt and traveled to Pakistan to play a series when nobody was giving Pakistan cricket that level of support. So the Sri Lankans are making a very legitimate point here, very legitimate point that if we were able to support you at a time of adversity, if we were able to support you at a time of real crisis, why are you taking a call which will adversely impact us? And they are citing three things. They are saying mass hotel cancellations in Colombo. They are saying massive tourism drop in Colombo. They are saying the India Pakistan broadcast already all sold out, seats sold out, tickets sold out. The Premadasa would have been chock a block, unprecedented demand. All of that will come to a standstill if the Pakistan team does not play this match. SLC will be badly hurt. I have been checking hotels as well, and I will give you examples. A couple of days back or 3 days back, five-star hotels in and around the Premadasa were costing you anywhere between 1,76,000 to 2 lakh rupees for 4 days or 5 days. Today, the prices have dropped to 1,20,000. So, a lakh of rupees less already in terms of anticipating or apprehending that the Pakistan match is not happening. The apprehension is that the Pakistan match is not happening in and around the Premadasa, a four-star hotel like the, I'll tell you the names of some of the hotels also, which I was kind of checking in the morning. Give me 1 second. The names of some of the hotels which I was checking: the Orient City Hotel, the Kingsbury Hotel in Colombo, the Sofia Colombo Hotel. These are 4-star, 5-star properties, and obviously the good ones, the Marriotts, the Hiltons, and all of those properties I'm not going into. But these hotels, these are 4-star, 5-star properties. Even their value has dropped. Some of them are still showing not available, but others are gradually bigger. So tourism, in Sri Lankan tourism, which could have been given a massive boost as a result of this particular match, will collapse and come down in a thud. Flight cancellations will happen, hotel cancellations will happen. Obviously, when people go, they shop, and there is a whole industry around it, whether it's the Noritaki porcelain, whether it's restaurants, whether it's income there, all of that will come to a standstill. Of course, tickets, all of these tickets will have to be refunded. So the Sri Lankan Cricket Board making a very strong pitch to Pakistan, saying, our entire cricketing ecosystem will be impacted, and badly so, if you decide to withdraw and not play this match. Will you reconsider? And the Sri Lankan board, this is a lot of pressure, because when you are talking votes, Sri Lanka has been a Pakistan ally. The relationship with Shammi Silva and the Pakistan board has been very good. I am told that the next 2 days are very, very critical. Will Pakistan do a new turn? But that too is a catch-22. On the one hand, the Prime Minister has said that there is no U-turn, India match will be boycotted. On the other hand, if there is a U-turn now, how will the Prime Minister of that country look? So overall, the picture is pretty serious for Pakistan. It stands to lose money. It stands to hurt Bangladesh. It stands to hurt Sri Lanka. It stands to hurt the others. BCCI totally not impacted. It doesn't matter that kind of money. and Pakistan will get isolated. If there is a U-turn, then what about the Prime Minister? The Prime Minister making this comment in front of his federal group of ministers and then doing a U-turn. So Pakistan will have no place to hide there. That's the kind of story that we are seeing as far as Pakistan is concerned. Let's take questions in the next 10 odd minutes, and then we will obviously go to the India versus England game. We will go back to the India versus England game. We will go to that. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so let me take one by one. To me, looks like Pakistan never had intention to follow hybrid model. Moment City was over. Looking for an excuse. Can they be entrusted with future ICC tournament? Arun Kumar Saha. Very good point. That if you can't trust someone, and if they do this at the very last moment, can you entrust them with the 2028 Women's World Cup, for example, or the 2000? So very, very good point, and I'm sure the ICC will take notice. Heartwarming to see under 19 tailenders not walking wicket, unlike the senior team. Kanishk has been very good. Henil Patel has also played a few big shots, Bruce Street, right through, isn't it? I mean, they have been able to do that. These guys in the under 19. Even if you remember the match against Bangladesh, after that Abhigyan Kundu knock, you saw that in the last game. You saw that today also. You saw that managing to push India to 411. Amog Ghade, 412 in a final. You're right. 411 in a final. Sports fan. Vaibhav's knock was outwardly. Absolutely. Pakistan teaching 17, 18, 19-year-olds to prioritize talking points for their netas over trying to win a World Cup. Nasir Hussain and others not seeing, indulging in toxic empathy. Yesterday, I said what I had to say. Desi Burgi over Nasir Hussain. Again, somebody I have respect for, but I thought he got it completely wrong. Himadri Chakraborty, can Vaibhav be fast-tracked? Absolutely. This is a question, and a fair one, a very fair question. Himadri, I have questioned his temperament in the past. If you remember the Asia Cup, even that match against Pakistan, but in a final, if someone can play a knock like this, much like Abhishek Sharma, if he's given the license to kill, if he nails it, he will win you a game. So very fair point that you make here. Indian supporter, Asia Cup final was blessing in disguise for Vaibhav Boryada. The mistake he made there today, 150 celebration, he showed he was there. Exactly the point, Indian supporter. And that's the point that we've been trying to make. If a person learns from his mistakes, gets better, temperament becomes better, that's the kind of stuff that you want to see from an incredible youngster like a Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Very good point. Priyanshu, Asia Cup final loss was a great lesson for the under-19 team. Peaked in the knockouts. Very, very fair point. And they now stand on the cusp of a World Cup win. What clean hitting, Obisphere. Useful contribution from everybody. Brilliant. Very, very correct point. Shormishtha Mukherjee, Vaibhav Suryavanshi's innings reminded me of Ricky Ponting. You clearly know your stuff. You clearly know your stuff. 140 from Ricky and 88 from Damien. Nailed that final for Australia. Absolutely correct, Vaibhav Suryavanshi in a World Cup final. Viraj More, looks like Pakistan preparing to drop the boycott. Pakistan media YouTubers began pushing the narrative. Wouldn't be surprised if they were being guided by the PCB. I don't follow the Pakistan media that much, Viraj. If you followed it, they could well be, because as you've seen, Sri Lankan board has put pressure. Back channel talks were on. They realize how difficult it will be for them to sustain it. I don't follow them at all, but if you are sensing this, I'm not surprised. Fly boys for people, I felt the same. I agree. Desi Murgi stellar from India, bad captaincy from England, too late in bringing on James Minto. I thought Ayush Matre also deserves credit for having played the way he did against, according to me, the best bowler of the tournament. So that credit where due. Ayush Matre was able to soak in the pressure early on after the wicket of Aaron George. Yadishal Murali, innings by Vaibhav in under 19 World Cup final. Think the way India started, missed 20 runs. You can keep saying it, yeah. I mean, 411, 412. How many more can a team get? Then we will not even be satisfied with the 450. Boryada broadcaster has option to claim insurance. Yes, obviously they have. They can go and sue them. There is a legal suit waiting to happen. 100%. I mean, these are big money stakes involved. Fly boys for people. Freaking awesome. USA played against India and New Zealand. I wouldn't be surprised if they qualify for the Super 8 instead of Pak. Remember the last World Cup? And USA is India A. USA is India A, and see the number of Indian expats that there are there. A couple of Pakistanis also. and they are pretty much talented. Pakistan will find it hard, according to me. We will have to see how India plays against them. They are a good side. Do not for once take them lightly. They are a very decent side, especially in the shortest format. So I am totally with you when you say that they are a side to watch out for. Sumit Singh Delhiwala, time has come to put Suryavanshi in the white ball team. We've answered this, Sumit, but the clamor will only grow, and you have a very valid point to say this. Fly for boys again. Afghan score 310. We chased it. Same pitch, I think, today. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I said that it's a motorway, but it's a final. A final comes with its own pressure, comes with its own thing, a 300 and a 400. Also a psychological issue. I think India has enough, but we've got to wait and see. But I have not ruled England out. I said I'm still giving them 10 to 15% chance. Devo Priyo, refreshing to talk cricket rather than park politics for a change. You talk everything. Sport and politics go hand in hand, my friend Dr. Devo Priyo. But yes, Vaibhav Suryavanshi's innings is the talking point of the day, and it was absolutely mind blowing. John Mohammad Khan from Kashmir, no rain tomorrow. Park versus Netherlands. Park versus Netherlands, okay. Yeah, no rain. Hopefully, no rain. That you don't want for any team. I think the management has informed them to bat first because of the Asia Cup final. Could well be. And if that is the case, they've been able to put the pressure on England. That could be a well thought out call. Tulla ka boss, Vaibhav Tulla. This US team has many good players of spin bowling. You are absolutely correct. This is a good side. Freaking awesome. I've answered that. India made 410, 410 or 11. 411 if I think right? Roger Chengupta. 412 was the chase, wasn't it? फियरलेस ओनली बचपन से सहवाग को देखते नहीं यार, अभी तो सबको ही ऐसे ही है. अगर आप वैभव को देख लो, ईशान को देख लो, अभिषेक को देख लो, सारे प्लेयर्स ऐसे ही हैं जो आके आप रिलेंटलेस मारना शुरू कर देते हैं, एंड दे आर नॉट बॉदर्ड अबाउट फेलियर बिकॉज उनको टीम मैनेजमेंट में ये कॉन्फिडेंस दिया हुआ है. Hanshu, Vaibhav Suryavanshi has unreal talent. Under 19 Ranji Trophy will shine like this more often. You are absolutely correct, Anshu. He absolutely has unreal talent. अगर आप इसके साथ temperament लाते हो, like he played in the final with the pressure of a big final, he could be unreal. And imagine this guy is sitting out for India. I mean, any other team, a Vaibhav Suryavanshi and a Yashasvi Jaiswal could walk into any team. So Anshu Mishra, spot on. Shubhro Jyoti Mitro, any ICC final, all-time great. I agree. Absolutely, in an ICC final, this is a World Cup final, for God's sake. Ultimately, it's a World Cup final. To be able to play this innings in a World Cup final, boy. Sports fan, Tong, proven international bowlers in IPL. Correct? Correct. He has that ability for sure. He has that ability. Any ICC final, I've said that. Pakistan Prime Minister government posting will not play India and Mohsin Naqvi, Interior Affairs. Who is bringing politics in cricket? Where is PCB post? Yeah, I mean, to say that 5 days before a Bangladesh election, if that is not politics, then I don't know what politics is. It is hypocrisy at its absolute best. Who's this Uday Pratap Singh? सेवा के बाद या व्यूअर K8G है, जैसे कोई डर नहीं विकेट जाने का. ओनली रन्स नहीं यार, अभी तो सारे इंडियन बैट्समैन में हम ये देख रहे हैं. মর্যাদা মিনিমাম কত বয়স হলে ভারতীয় সিনিয়র দলে সুযোগ পায়? সচিন তেন্ডুলকার 15-16 ভাই. ইটস নট অ্যাবাউট এজ at all. Vaibhav Suryavanshi can easily be picked for the Indian team if the selectors so decide. Okay, let me go down. There are a lot of questions. Prakash, if there are super chats, quickly can you take the super chats, because I have a couple of minutes to the show and then I have a sponsor meeting. प्रकाश, अगर कोई सुपर चैट है तो दे दो भाई, नहीं तो मैं सवाल लेता जाता हूं. Okay, basically Sri Lanka saying Hassan Faramosh to Pak, no man Tibet. You're right. You're actually right. I mean, they've not said it that way. They have actually said कि यार अभी एहसान चुकाने का टाइम आ चुका है, तो एहसान चुकाओ. हमने तुम्हारे साथ तुमको हेल्प किया तो तुम भी करो. दैट इज प्रिसाइसली व्हाट दे हैव सेड. बट अगर वो नहीं करते हैं तो आपका बात एकदम सही है कि एहसान फरामोश आपको बोला जा रहा है. सो आपने जो कहा प्रिसाइसली वही पाकिस्तान श्रीलंका पाकिस्तान को बोलेगा. प्रकाश, I don't think there are any further super chats. I think I've taken, but there are hundreds of questions. How do I take more? Last couple. जो भी आएगा वो ले लेते हैं. Krishnan, for God's sake, is run machine. Kishan you mean? Prasidh Krishna. क्या बोल रहे हो यार? Gives more runs than Abhishek. With Josh Hazelwood missing, M zone, Australia chances are gone. It is a big blow. It is a big blow, M zone. No debate. Josh Hazelwood gone means big blow. Mohammad Siraj, a good replacement. Very good replacement. Very good replacement. The others were Prasidh Krishna and Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Siraj, the heart, the commitment, the passion, the experience, all said and done, very, very good replacement. British podcasts of Butcher especially irritates me. Don't listen. Wrong message is being portrayed to the world. Don't listen. Why do you want to listen? Ghosh, I think you are a regular here. Don't listen. People think they are portraying to the that how kind of liberal understanding, kind of that kind of a worldview, the open worldview. But what they don't understand is they are talking without knowing the ground reality in this case, and they are far removed from the ground reality. Don't listen. And anyway, why do you have to listen to a Mark Butcher, for God's sake? Indian women lacrosse team won the Asian Championship, but I was disappointed with the baddie. I was disappointed with the baddie today. The performances, Ayush, for example, should have won. Ayush Shetty should have won. So that performance, I was disappointed. A lot of people have said about the Sergio Lobera interview. I'll end with that. The Suraj Shah, love your shows. Thank you very much. The Sergio Lobera interview was something I absolutely love doing. He speaks well, deep dive, very relaxed man. Wish him and Mohun Bagan team all the very best for the forthcoming ISL. Do watch that interview if you have not watched. Rohit Juglan in Zimbabwe for the final. He will bring you his reports tomorrow morning. He flies back. Shubhayan, Shomik, Devashish for the India versus US game in Mumbai. Trisha Snehashish did stellar work for the women's IPL, the WPL. What an incredible coverage that was. And Smriti Mandana, what an innings. Georgia Wall and Smriti Mandana, 203 taking that down. That was an outstanding chase from Smriti Mandana under pressure. So that's where I will end today's show. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me.